For the first 3 to 4 weeks of the ODI Cricket World Cup, for the first 3 to 4 weeks of the ODI Cricket World Cup in India, there were many lopsided, one-sided matches. But we have seen over the past 7 days that the World Cup has finally come alive. And today, on the same piece of real estate that the West Indies played their very first test match against India in 1923, there was eye drama. Really eye drama. Listen to Angelo Mathews.
Yeah, because I haven't done anything wrong. I have 2 minutes to get to the crease and get myself ready, which I did. And then it was an equipment malfunction. And I don't know where the common sense went, because obviously it's disgraceful from Shakib and Bangladesh if they want to play cricket like that. Obviously stoop down to that level. I think there's something wrong drastically, because if I got past my 2 minutes to get to the crease, and in the law says you have to be ready within the 2 minutes, and I was there 2 minutes 45 or 50 seconds. I still had, after my helmet broke off, I still had 5 more seconds to go. And the umpires also have said to our coaches that they didn't see my helmet breaking. I mean, I was just asking for my helmet there. So it was just pure common sense. I'm not talking about mankading or obstructing the field here. This is just pure common sense and bringing the game into, disrepute. It's absolutely disgraceful.
Over the last 3 months or so, there have been a number of things, number of occurrences in cricket that have left me very, very happy. 1, the Bairstow run out. 2, the red cards and the field penalties in the CPL. And now this Angelo Mathews timeout have left me very, very happy. For far too long, too many players believe that they are bigger than the game. They believe that the game is all about them. They do not respect spectators. It appears to me that they don't realize that without spectators, there'll be no eyes watching the cricket. And if there's no eyes watching the cricket, there will be no gate receipt. There'll be no sponsorship. And then there will be less pay. And so cricketers have been wasting our time and going about things in their own jolly way. But let's hear a little more from Angelo Mathews.
I had utmost respect to him and Bangladesh team. Obviously, you all play to win. And if it's within the rule, it's fine. But the rule clearly says, in my incident today, within 2 minutes I was there. We have video evidence. We will put out a statement later on. We have video evidence, footage, everything was looked. I'm not just coming and saying things here. I'm talking with proof. So we have the video evidence where from the time was the catch was taken, and then from the time I walked into the crease, I still had 5 seconds after breaking my helmet, right? So we talk about safety of the players, right? And you guys tell me if it's right for me to take my guard without my helmet on. It's just pure common sense. And that's why I think the umpires also had a bigger job at the time, because they could have at least gone back and checked. So we talk about player safety, and a wicket keeper for the spinner is not, they don't let him keep without his helmet. So how can I take my guard without my helmet? It's complete equipment malfunction.
There it is. Angelo Mathews At no time. And Angelo Mathews is someone who I really like as a cricketer. I really love Angelo Mathews. I have absolutely nothing against Angelo Mathews. But at no time did Angelo Mathews take any responsibility for the action. And if he was within the law of the game, he would have not been given out. He's blaming everyone except taking responsibility for himself. Look at my situation. I woke up 3 o'clock this morning to watch the match. And at that time of the morning, most persons in the Caribbean are asleep because you know that it is at that time of the morning that sleep is sweetest. And so why should I deprive myself of sleep and listen to and wait for Angelo Mathews to take 4 to 5 minutes before he decided to take strike? But Angelo Mathews is non-repentant. And let's hear his final clip. This is his final stance.
Also disrespectful towards you because they've up their finger and that's why you got out. This is Riyasat.
So it's not about umpires being disrespectful. They could have checked. Yes, I think unfortunately it happened against Bangladesh. I don't think any other team would do that because it was black and white. It was equipment, the helmet coming off, and it was a safety issue as well. Because we know that, without a helmet, I cannot face a bowler. And it was just there to be seen. It was not about anyone being disrespectful. Yes, Shakib had the option of, he knew that this was not time wasting, or I was there within my time. And he had the choice of, but he decided to go the other way. And my personal opinion is, if it was any other team, they wouldn't have done it.
So there is Angelo Mathews with his final stance. I want to give Shakib Al Hasan all the praise and all the credit. Anything that can be done to speed up the game of cricket, I am for it. And when Rasmus, whatsoever the umpire name, he asked Shakil if he's serious. He asked Shakil if he's going to the appeal. And Shakil said, no, I am serious. And I would have loved for the ICC to release that clip where Shakib is insisting to Rasmus that he's very serious and he's appealing. Let's listen to Shakib Al Hasan.
Going for the appeal?
Not at all.
Can you explain what happened there?
Yeah, one of our fielder came to me and said, if you appeal, the law says he's out because he hasn't taken his guard within the time frame. So then I appealed to the umpires. Umpire told me whether you're going to call him back or not. If I said he's out, then you call him back. It doesn't look good. I said I won't call him back. We played under 19 together World Cup. So I know Angelo for a long, long time, since 2006. Yeah, unfortunate, but within the rules.
Shakib, following up on that question, yes, it's out as per the rule, but in terms of spirit of cricket, did you ever think of calling him back again?
Well, then ICC should look into it and change the rules.
Shakib, as a batter, if you put yourself in Angelo's shoes, and if the same thing happened to you, what would you feel?
I'll be careful. It doesn't happen to me.
So there's a man who I love this spirit. I love his vibes. Honestly, I cannot say how proud I am of Shakib Al Hasan. Angelo Mathews must take his guard. That's what the rules say. You must take your guards within 2 minutes of the batsman getting out. Here is it. Rule 40, not the law said 3 minutes, but the playing condition at the ODI World Cup going on in India said 2 minutes. Here is the rule. After the fall of a wicket or the retirement of a batter, the incoming batter must, unless time has been called, be ready to receive the ball, or for the other batter to be ready to receive the next ball within 2 minutes of the dismissal or retirement. If this requirement is not met, the incoming batter will be timed out. It is clear as day. If time has been called, what do you mean by if time has been called? Suppose the batsman, when the batsman got out, there's a drinks break or so forth, a water break or so forth, and they call time, or it's the end of the over or something, time has been called. But it clearly said that he must be ready to take strike within 2 minutes, or maybe in the case of a run out, the batsman that is facing, he must be there at the crease so that that batsman can take strike. Listen to what the fourth umpire, Adrian Allstock, he was the fourth umpire, and this is what he has to say. You can recall earlier that Angelo Mathews said that the time has not elapsed. The full clip from Allstock, which we have not received, he had said that it's almost 5 minutes before Mathews was ready to take strike. This is what Adrian Allstock, the fourth umpire in the match at Delhi, today between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, this is what he has to say. The ICC World Cup playing conditions supersede the MCC laws of cricket. We have certain protocols, and the TV umpire monitor the 2 minutes. He will then relay the message through to the on-field umpires. And in the instance, this afternoon, the batter wasn't ready to receive the ball within those 2 minutes. Even before the strap, which became an issue for him, broke. That is what the umpire is saying now. He was not ready even before the strap broke. If you were watching that match, you would have seen Angelo Mathews stroll into the crease like he was on the beach in Sri Lanka with his fiancée having an afternoon stroll and no care for the spectators. So there is Allstock saying that even before the strap broke, it became an issue for the batsman because the 2 minutes have already exceeded. Mathews was saying that he had now 5 seconds. So someone is not telling the truth. And you heard in the Mathews clip, he said the Sri Lankan, has evidence that he had 5 seconds. Now, he went on to say, this is Allstock. I think you need to make sure that you have all your equipment in place in order to make sure you get here, because you actually have to be ready to receive the ball within 2 minutes. Not ready to prepare to take your guard. So technically, you should be there within 15, So technically, you should be there within maybe 15 seconds to make sure all those things are in before you actually receive the ball. So there was Woodstock saying, the responsibility of the equipment is yours. Now, Angelo Mathews was sitting in the pavilion. Why does he need to go on the field to put on his helmet? We watch cricket all the time. Batsmen walk out in their helmet. That gives you a level of assurance because you test it, you check it. I am happy that Shakib Al Hasan and the Bangladeshi team actually took that stand and appealed for timeout. Because clearly, Angelo Mathews should have put on his helmet before he leaves the dressing room. And clearly, He strolled to the crease, as I said, if he was on an afternoon stroll, with no regards whatsoever for the spectators. I am happy for this decision. There are a number of past cricketers who are not happy. I will just quote you two of them. This is what Michael Vaughan, the former England captain, said. Time out for helmet issues, that's a new one. So clearly, and let's listen to Dale Steyn. Well, that wasn't cool. So that was what Dale Steyn and Michael Vaughan said. But these two former cricketers are a group of those same persons, those same cricketers that I discussed, that they do not have any regards for the persons, the spectators watching the game. They believe that they are bigger than the game, but there are laws and there are rules in the game. Spirit of the game? What about spirit of the game? As Shakib Al Hasan said, if there's spirit of the game, let the ICC change it. Let the ICC change the rules. There's no such thing as spirit of the game. That gone out of the game long time ago. Everybody wants to win. Now, this next comment from Hattar Ali Khan, which I want you to understand. Hattar Ali Khan says, Shakib Al Hasan was well within his rights to appeal for that decision against Angelo Mathews, and Bangladesh would have been penalized for slow over rate had he not done it. Well, Shakib Al Hasan actually said that they were on top of the over rate, that there were no issues with the over rate. Hasan said that. But the gist of what Hattar Ali Khan is saying here shows how serious it is for batsmen not to be allowed to waste time. Because when you go beyond the over rate, when you are short at your cutoff time, you are penalized. So instead of having 5 fielders on the boundary in the last over, you will only have 4. In the case of the CPL, you only have 3 and fielding with only 10 players. So I am happy. I am happy for the decision. Now let's give the last word to Shakib Al Hasan.
On the Mathews dismissal, I think his helmet strap broke as he was getting ready to face you, and you know, later on he came and I think he talked to you, you know, after the umpires had given him out. What did he say? What was your reaction to you know, it was an equipment malfunction?
I mean, as I told someone earlier that we have been playing since 2006, you know, against each other. We have played a lot of games against Sri Lanka. I know him very well. He knows me very well. So he came and asked me whether, you know, if I withdraw my appeal or not, if I want to. I said, you know, I understand your situation. It was unfortunate, but I don't want to.
So there is Shakib Al Hasan. Well said, young man. I am not going to withdraw my appeal. You are wasting time and you need to move on. This to me, I am happy. I know that many persons are not happy, but I have to express how I feel. I have to express who I am. In other news, the final World Cup spot for the T20 World Cup in the West Indies have been decided. Both Nepal and Oman have made up the final 2 spots for the World Cup in the West Indies. So in the final of the Asia playoff, Oman beat Nepal on super overs. Nepal batted first and made 184 for 6 of their 20 overs, and Oman replied with also 184 for 9. In the super over, and I'm very surprised that Labache never bowled the super over. It was bowled by someone named Bahara, and it went for 21. Oman hit 21 off the super overs, I think with Mohamed Nazim hitting 3 sixes. When Nepal batted their super over, they only made 10. Thank you all for tuning in. Please slash a like on the video, and I'm glad that you're here. Mr. Casanova, I'll just read your comment. wow, it wasn't great sportsmanship between the two neighboring countries. Mr. Casanova, it wasn't, in my opinion, and I don't, you have your opinion, but in my opinion, it wasn't great sportsmanship on the part of Angelo Mathews to be taking close to 5 minutes. According to the fourth umpire, it was almost 5 minutes before Angelo Mathews was ready to take strike. That is 1 over. 1 over. And as I made the point earlier, someone like me who got up 3:30 to watch a match, and you know at that time of the morning, sleep is sweet. Why should I wait 5 minutes for a batsman to take strike? Congratulations to Shakib Al Hasan. Mr. Casanova, you and I not agreeing on this one. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll be back tomorrow morning with a preview of the first semi-final in the CG Super 50 cricket competition. Until then, Godspeed. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved one. See you.